Hello and welcome to Nick's Maths, Term 3, Week 4, Lesson 14, the function machine. So we've been learning how to recognize the relationship between multiplication and division and show the inverse property of both. So today we're going to investigate a little bit further about how we apply multiplication and division. And we're going to do that through the function machine. So a function machine is a diagram that represents a machine that takes an input, something you put in, and applies a rule such as a set of operations and delivers an output, which is your answer. Your task is to determine the rule. The operations that take place inside this machine today will be either multiplication or division. Remember that in a rule that we looked at earlier, that multiplication makes numbers larger and division makes numbers smaller. That will help you with this undertaking. In this activity, we are looking for what changes the input to become the output, and in this case, it'll either be a division operator or a multiplication operator. So our learning intention today, we are learning to recognize which operation to use to get a product or answer. And we'll know we can do that if you can recognize and apply the multiplication operator to get a certain product. If you can recognize and apply the division operator to get a certain product. If you can understand that the multiplying of two factors produces a larger number, and if you can understand that division of two numbers makes the smaller number. And if you can recognize the inverse relationship of multiplication and division, which we've done before. Some difficulties that you might face. Students may continue to use additive strategies when dealing with multiplicative equations. The function machine representation of an equation may confuse students. You might not have seen something like it before. Looking for the operators rather than the product or answer may be a difficult idea for students to grasp. You will need a pencil, a rubber, a ruler, sheets of paper, texters and coloured paper. I'm also attaching a worksheet to this lesson that you can do. Language, function machine. A function machine is a diagram that represents a machine that takes an input, applies a rule such as a set of operations and delivers an answer or an output. Multiplicative, connects multiplication and division. Multiplication, the process and skill of multiplying. Division, splitting a quantity into smaller groups. Product, the outcome or answer, or in this case the output. Operator, the symbols that represent the operations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Input, what you put in. Output, what comes out. So your instructions, watch the attached videos. My one contains an example around your undertaking about function machines. And here is that example. So this is a function machine, and all you have to add is the multiplication sign or the division sign. And I put 2 in. My input is 2 and my output is 8. So what have I got in the middle here that's made 8 as my answer? We go down here. So 2 times 4 equals 8. So the function machine, I represented times 4 to get me to 8. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to fill in the gaps in your function machine. So this whole undertaking is to consolidate your understanding of the operators, multiplication and division. Now what I want you to do once you've done the attached sheet is to create your own function machine and come up with 10 equations that show you understand multiplication and division. And yours can be like mine, or you can make it look like a machine, or in the video attached, maybe a robot. Once you've done this, reflect on your undertaking. Do you understand what a function machine is? Explain. Could you apply your understanding? What did you find difficult? Tell me about that. How do you know your function machine works? What are some of the difficulties that you faced? So, once you've done all this, can you please send your annotated photos through Compass? If this is difficult, write a response or upload your JPEG or send me a Word document. And if you have any questions, you can ask me directly in class. Stay safe, all the best, take care.